Hello and welcome back to yet another Trackmania Live. It's been a little break with not an episode last Wednesday, but we are back. A short episode today, only 4 guests, but I pick quality over quantity, and we start right up with a big name. He has been on the podcast before, but that was in 2018 or 19, if I recall correctly. Now he's back. He's back in Trackmania. It's 4 a.m. over in Australia, Mudda. So how are you feeling? Are you tired? How is life?
Life is fantastic. Honestly, I feel fine. Like I'm in a bit of a nighttime schedule at the moment, so yeah, just normal to me.
Yeah, I had the Simply Nick on, and a topic with him was that how is the day rhythm for you? How is the schedule for you? Because most events and most things in Trackmania are on a European time. Are you sort of aiming your life around the schedule for European time, or how is your sleep schedule?
Well, at the moment, my sleep schedule is the way it is because I have no obligations, like to leave the house or go anywhere. I am currently studying, but I just do it online, in
Hmm,
my own time.
yeah. Since the last time I had you on a podcast, there's been a lot of things happening. You left Trackmania, you came back to Trackmania, and now you have running a YouTube channel pretty actively. You have gotten a manager. Where do we start? Maybe start with the time when you actually left Trackmania. Why did you feel the need to leave Trackmania? That was nominated for Story of the Year or Moment of the Year, simply because people. It was such a big happening. Why did you leave Trackmania?
My mental health during that time was not in a good place, and one of the reasons I thought that my mental health was so bad is because I was so addicted to this game, and I just needed to stop and sort my life out. Now, well, it did help. It wasn't the solution. But what it did end up doing is giving me a deeper appreciation for the game and the community.
Hmm. But can you tell us why did you feel that maybe gaming was a part of a problem for you, and why did you essentially find out that maybe it wasn't a problem for you?
Well, I thought it was a problem because that's all I really did with my time.
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously, every time I learned that's part of who I was, that's what I like to do. But at that time, because I wasn't in such a good state, I was blaming gaming for my problems, which was partly true, but it was also, what's the word? I can't remember the right word, but anyway. The reason I came back was actually to play a full speed competition for AR. Um, that was actually a lot of fun. That was the FSL in 2019. That was actually, yeah, late last year. We ended up winning that tournament, which was very satisfying. Actually, my first ever team tournament win.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very first one.
But can you tell people what have you done in the meanwhile? I mean, we saw you stream pretty actively before you left Trackmania, and then you're streaming pretty actively now. But we haven't seen much of you in between there. Can you tell us how was your life in this Trackmania break?
While I developed new eating habits, I just started a regular workout routine. I completely transformed my body. Obviously, those who knew me back then would have seen that, the difference. But a lot of what I've been doing is just self-development, like self-improvement. Yeah. And again, the time away gave me a very deep appreciation for this game and the community.
Hmm. But are you, I don't know, afraid is probably the wrong word, but that maybe you get back to the state where maybe you feel like gaming is a problem again, maybe psychological health is a problem again?
No, because I learned from my mistakes.
Hmm. And what are those mistakes?
Not taking care of myself, pure and simple. Like not
Hmm.
giving my body the nutrition it needs, not being hydrated, not talking about my problems. Like mental health is very important. Don't underestimate it.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like you are at least one of the guys in the scene that is somewhat vocal about it. Have other people reached out to you saying that maybe they share the same sort of feeling that they have struggled with some psychological health, some mental problems, or
Yeah, absolutely. Like there, a lot of people have to deal with mental health issues at some point in their life, so that's not surprising at all.
hmm. But now, looking forward into the future, looking at your stream, looking at your activity, looking at your YouTube, are great numbers. Is these numbers that you expected during the hype for a new game, during your return?
I can't say I really like the numbers don't matter to me. It's the quality of the community that matters. Like, it's been fantastic to see such consistent, positive, and constructive feedback on my content, and that's why I do it. That's why I love it.
Yeah, we see a lot of YouTube stuff. I've seen some of that ice tutorial. Can you tell us, are you focusing more on YouTube now than you did before the break?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm like I feel more driven to create content and to create actual tutorials for people to learn things on, like the speed drift tutorial, for example. Like I wanted to make that like 2 years ago, but I just never got around to it. But yeah, all of a sudden, a week ago, I'm just like, I'm doing it, and I did it. It was very difficult, but I did it.
But is that something, what was the trigger point? Is it something that you have a passion to learn stuff, or has there been like a request because you are the best full speed player in the game that some people are like, hey, can you teach me stuff? Or has there been like something coming from your side that I want to teach people?
Teach people how to play full speed, because it's, in my opinion, it's the most. Oh, where did he go?
Do not worry, Eirik is coming back. That is the trademark Discord of Eirik having a bit of a fit there. We're just gonna wait.
Hello, chat. I can't see you, but hello.
Hello, chat, and yeah, hello to everyone who tuned in. This is Director speaking here. Finally able to come back to producing this after a week away due to thunderstorms. But yeah, now that Eirik's back, you can retake your question if you want, Eirik. So that's
sure. I sadly didn't hear the question, or the answer to the question. The question was basically, why did you produce tutorials? Is it because you like to teach, or is it because people are requesting it?
I'd say it's both, but it's more so I want to teach people how to play the game because I love this game. Like it's so much fun, and especially speed drifting. Like that is my favorite trick in the whole game. There's so much you can do with it, so many ways to do it, and yeah, it's just really fun.
But let's say that I don't know what your competitive goals are, but let's say that you are in the future competing against maybe the top players, then maybe they are learning what these sort of tricks that you have, so the benefit of you becoming such a good full speed player is out of the window. Are you scared of maybe, let's say, learning Call Junior to become even as good of a full speed player as yourself, maybe other people?
Can you repeat the question?
Like, you are known as the best full speed player in the scene. If you teach, let's say, some tricks that you have learned over all these years, are you maybe afraid that other people catch up to your level in full speed, so that sort of edge are not there anymore?
I say bring it on. I'm waiting.
But if you talk about you as a competitor and not maybe as a content creator, are you maybe looking to play in the Open Grand League that is coming up now in September?
I'm excited for the Grand League. I'm gonna train really hard for it and do the best I can.
So you are going to play the Open Grand League?
Absolutely.
Oh damn! How is that going to be? Do you already? We don't really know the schedule for it, but is it going to be a problem for you to play maybe late at night, or how are your head working at night?
I always find a way.
But if you look at the new Trackmania, I haven't had any full speed players on to actually ask about it. If you look at it from a full speed perspective, how is this game compared to, let's say, Trackmania 2?
This game, like the physics, is an absolute blessing for full speed. I cannot state that enough. The physics in this new game are an absolute blessing for full speed.
Why? Can you explain to a guy who doesn't play full speed why?
No range times, first of all, so that means you never have to do a flow trick. And if you've ever done a flow trick, it is the most painful trick to do in full speed because not only is it random, it's also extremely precise.
But are you then, now that you say you're going to play in the Open Grand League, are you looking to become more of, let's say, a mixed style player because the biggest competitions in the game is mixed style, or will you say that you still are a full speed specialist that maybe plays some mixed events?
I am a full speed, like the best full speed player in the world, like that's already known. But I don't want it to be just full speed. I want to get into every single style. I want to be at the top, you know. I want to be a top player.
And what is the hardest part for you to then become a mixed style player? What is the most difficult thing for you to learn to become a top player in the mixed style as well?
The most difficult thing? That's actually a really good question. Give me a moment.
The tech drifting, the bug slides, the dirt, the ice.
I think the reactor boost is what's going to be the most difficult about it, especially the ones where you jump through the ring. Like that has already caused me some troubles, but overall, I don't really see it being too difficult. I just got to put in the effort. That's about it.
But if you look at then the competitive scene, I guess if you're going to play in the Open Grand League and hope to qualify into the Trackmania Grand League, then you probably are going to have a look at the Trackmania Grand League this season. Is there any players that you see as a favorite, as maybe ahead over the others?
No, I think it'll be close and it'll be exciting to see because of all the new physics. Everyone's going to learn.
Yeah, can you tell? Do you think actually it's going to change a lot? Let's say, how many of the 8 players from the last playoffs do you think will play into this playoff? Do you think the scene overall in the pro scene can change because of a new game?
Absolutely. I'm surprised it hasn't already.
What do you mean by that already? We only had like Serrator Cup, right?
What I mean is like we haven't had that competition yet to really tell for sure.
But if you look at Open Grand League, then do you know any names that you are expecting to battle against? Do you have any competitors that you see as a guy who maybe can steal advancing spot from you?
No, and that's the exciting part. I'm diving into new territory.
But are your stream, are they maybe expecting you to? Do they have expectations for you now that they probably know that you are going to play it? Are you like, okay, you have become the king of full speed, now you're going to become the king of something new? Are they expecting you already to do well?
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, I want to give them confidence in me, that's for sure.
Is there anything that you feel that the Trackmania scene should know about yourself since the last time? Because I think it was in 2018 we did a podcast, and I feel that you have changed a lot. I feel that the scene has changed a lot. Is there anything that you feel that I have forgotten to ask you about, or anything in Trackmania, in your personal life, in content-wise? Is there anything you would like to share with the people? Because it's 2 years since the last time you spoke.
Not necessarily about me, but for anyone who needs to hear it, never, ever, ever ignore your mental health for any reason. It is your number one priority. Like I can say from experience, do not ignore your mental health. Please. Please don't ignore it.
We ended on some positive and important words there. Thanks a lot, Mudda, for stepping up. It's a short interview today, so I hope you will do well in Open Grand League, and if you do, I'm going to invite you back onto this Trackmania Live. So it's not 2 years until the next time we speak, right?
Well, time will tell. But can I just add one more thing?
Sure, go ahead.
It's been a blessing to work with Phoebe, having her as my manager. She's been helping me a lot with my personal development over the last couple of years and also with my content creation. So shout out to Phoebe.
Yeah, shout out to Phoebe. It's the first time I actually had to go through a manager to book someone here. So the professional state of Trackmania is picking up, and Phoebe and Mudda is going in the forward there. But thanks, Mudda, stepping up and doing this interview. Next interview should be Granati, but before that, a little break.